Ladies, before this week begins to move quickly, I want to ask you something that may feel a bit confrontational. Where is your emotional energy going right now? Not your calendar, not your responsibilities, not your to-do list, but your emotional energy. Because after a long-term relationship ending, something subtle happens that most women don't talk about. You don't just grieve the relationship ending, you begin carrying internal noise. Noise that sounds like, how is this my life now? I wasn't prepared for this. Everything changed so fast. I don't know who I am in this new reality. How do I carry this and still move forward? And sometimes it's quieter than that. Sometimes it's not even full sentences. It's just constant hum in the background. A heaviness, a replay of memories, a wave of longing, a future that suddenly feels unfamiliar. Even when you're functioning, when you're productive, and when you appear steady, your inner world can still be working overtime. And that internal motion costs you energy. There's a verse in Ephesians 5:15 through 16 that says, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity." We often interpret that as time management, but wisdom is also emotional management. You can manage your schedule beautifully and still mismanage your focus. You can accomplish everything on your list and still feel internally fragmented. Here's what I've observed. Your life doesn't just move in the direction of your actions. It moves in the direction of your sustained attention. If your attention is constantly drifting backward, your momentum forward weakens. This is not about suppressing grief. It's not about pretending something didn't matter. It's about stewardship. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Everything flows from it. Your tone, your patience, your clarity, boundaries, your decisions, and your resilience. So let this week be not about adding more to your plate, but rather about being intentional with what you give your attention to. Because attention is investment, and investment compounds. Every time you mentally replay something without purpose, you enforce it. Every time you rehearse a fear, you strengthen it. But every time you redirect your focus to growth, to a task in front of you, to gratitude, prayer, to the present moment, you build steadiness. So before you check your messages, before you open social media, before you revisit something emotionally charged, pause and ask yourself, is this worthy of my energy today? Not everything that pulls you deserves your participation. Not every thought requires negotiation. Not every emotion needs to be followed into a spiral. This is leadership, and you are allowed to lead your inner world deliberately, because what you nurture will grow, and what you stop feeding will gradually lose strength. If today's message shifted something in you, feel free to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel, or share this message with a woman who may need this perspective as her week begins. Thank you for being here on Irina's Avenue, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.